Hey everybody, so welcome to another week of the AKB48 Group News of the Week, where we talk about AKB and Sakamichi. Now, I missed last week, so this week there will be a lot of stuff. As you can tell, probably by the time of this video, it's a lot of stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. If this is your first time watching, on the top right of the screen, you can see what section you're on, whether it's 48, graduated members, or 46. So let's start right off with AKB48. Let's start off with a concert that AKB is having. I feel like there hasn't been a concert of just dedicated to them performing in a while. I feel like recently all that's been happening is like events and graduation concerts. I feel like it's been a while since we saw an actual one. But there will be two solo concerts that will actually happen on the same day, one during the day and one during the night in Saitama Super Arena. This will be April 1st, and Team 8 members are included in this, and they will actually play on a different day because someone else is playing the day before. And they are SKE and HKT, which will actually do the day before. So it's interesting to see that AKB is finally going out there and doing a little bit more concerts, even though it's not super big and super like dedicated a whole day to themselves, like of just one concert. It's split into two. It still is interesting to see. And next up, speaking of AKB, let's talk about their newest single, which is Jabaja. If you look at the cover that's coming by, limited edition is a little bit better than the standard edition, but that doesn't say a lot because I'm not a fan of these colors or covers in general. The colors are kind of like all over the place, and the lettering's a little bit all over the place, and the outfits all over the place. Everything is like all over the place, so maybe that's the aesthetic they're going for, but that doesn't really appeal to me. But that's not the only thing that came out for Jabaja. Actually, the music video came out, and as everyone says, you have to watch it in 1.25 speed. So go ahead and watch that and that speed, and since it is available worldwide again, then you can go ahead and watch that. Remember, 1.25 speed, but the music video itself is very colorful. I really like the streak of whites that some of the members have, and overall I think it's a little bit too slow for me, and the music video wasn't really matching it too much. The song though is the weakest compared to the B-sides, which I'll talk about now. First up, we have the Type A music video, which is actually SKE48 with a little bit of a disco groove to them. As we'll see, the next person also does disco and does it better. So SKE is actually one of the weaker ones in this one, although if you listen to SKE first, then you're like, this is pretty alright. So it's not a bad song, but compared to everything else, it does seem kind of lower tier. Also, obviously fake DJ moves over there. It's like when people try to play guitar but they don't actually know how to play guitar. It's that sort of feeling, I imagine. And next up is Type B with NMB48, and with the center of Jo Eriko, which is her first time centering in an AKB single, so congrats. Now this song has way more story than some other music videos we've seen or tried to do, but listening to it, you can see that there is that feeling still like the other music video, but I feel like this one does it way better, and even the dancing is a little bit better. I don't know if the story, like, you know, got my emotions going. I doubt it, but I think this is a better song than the SKE one. Next up is Type C with HKT48 with Sakura and Sashi as center. Now, I have to say, this video is like the nicest looking one, and so, in some points, like the colors are a little bit too much, but the color overall is real nice, and I think it really matches the mood with Jabaja more than the other ones do. Like, I feel like they got the memo a little bit earlier and were able to plan accordingly. The other ones are a little bit different, but this one does feel like it's part of the actual single, but it actually turns it and doesn't make it so pastel looking, and I think it looks nice. Although, some of the cheesy scenarios I really don't like when some people do it, especially those punches and try to punch to the wall. Let's try not to do that. And next up is NGT48 with their music video on Type D with the center of Moake, and this song, like, no real complaints about it. It's kind of NGT, a little bit Sony style. You can tell because of the budget, but it's not a bad song. And next up are the young members of AKB48 with the center of Mukaichi Mion, and this song is pretty nice. I think this song might be up there for my favorite song of the single. It is very Hiragana Kiyakizaka-like, especially with those flags and then they go out and everything. It does sort of remind me of that and sort of the feel, but I feel like this matches them pretty well, and I'm glad to enjoy it. And next up is STU48 with the classic center Yumiko, the one who was always center for STU48. And this one's a little bit more rock-centric. It's more of a happy rock. It's not like Kiyakizaka with their new single. So it's a very nice listen. It isn't like the best song ever, but it is a nice listen. And the last music video for the single is actually SakamichiAKB that had a pretty different arrangement. It is similar vibes to the old one, but the song I think is a little bit different because it combines different elements from Nogizaka, Kiyakizaka, and AKB, which I really appreciated in there. And you can see like all their outfits are different. Like AKB has like the short sleeve with the short skirts, and then we have Nogizaka with the short sleeve, but then it's all laced over here. And then we have Kiyakizaka that's just all covered up. As we talked about in the podcast, they kind of seem like gothic nuns. But yes, those are the songs that are in the singles that have music videos. Now, they aren't the only ones to release a music video. Actually, NMB48 just released a music video for their new single. And before we get to the actual music video, let's talk about the covers that were on there a little bit. Not the most appealing, a little bit simplistic, reminds me a little bit of 90s style CD covers, but it still isn't bad. I kind of don't like the black and white with some color in it. That general thing I don't like. But onto the music video. Music video song is actually really nice. I actually really enjoyed it. The song is solid for me, and I'll probably keep on listening to this. So if you haven't watched this, go ahead and watch it. It's a little bit, people are relating it to Kiyakizaka because the outfits are a little bit like Kiyakizaka's outfits, and the song and dance, not the dancing so much, but like the song kind of gives you that vibe. It still is different. In my opinion, it isn't exactly like a copy of it. So go ahead and watch it and see what you think for yourself. Next, let's go into more individual members, going on to someone who was on hiatus recently, and that's Ota Yuuri. Well, it seems like she's back because on the actual tickets schedule place on AKB, it actually states that she will be in a theater show. So it's been a little bit over a month, and she's finally back. Glad that she's back, and now she can finally enjoy that spot in the single. Was she in the music video? I don't remember. I think she was in the music video. Let me know in the comments if she was. Now she can enjoy being in the actual AKB48 single and be able to resume her activities. So, round of applause. Next up, I feel like this happened so long ago, but I think I haven't talked about it, so I'll cover it just in case. And that's with the Renacchi Sousenkyo, and she actually picked who's going to be the Romeo and Juliet cast. There's actually 2 different groupings of them, and since there's so many members, you can go ahead and check out the link down below because there's a lot of cast people and there's a lot of members in AKB, so clicking on the link would probably be the best bet. But one interesting choice that I saw was Okada Nana being chosen for Juliet instead of Romeo as she wanted. I wonder what the choice was for that. Next up is Yokoyama Yui, who's going to be in her first TV drama as a starring actress, the lead actress. This is for the 4-episode drama called, get ready, it's called Hanari Girori no Yoriko-san. And it's actually from the same manga and actually premiere next month. So keep an eye out for that if you're a Yokoyama Yui fan. And next up is something surprising that actually just happened, and that's Iriyama Anna is actually going to Mexico. There's been talk about, there's the Mexican producer that was talking to Akipi, and they're gonna do a TV show with a Japanese member, and maybe it's Iriyama Anna. She's going over there to study, so making connections. It seems like this is happening. There's not a lot of news on it yet. Yokoyama Yui tweeted about it, so it is confirmed by her technically. So we just have to wait and see if there's anything that comes out of this. If there's any programs or anything I see, then I'll try to translate it and post it on Twitter, just so you guys know a little bit more, because I don't speak Japanese, but I do speak Spanish. And I don't know if this will really benefit her. I mean, she is really smart, so maybe she sees an opportunity in this and helping her advance in her career, or maybe she just wants to go and take a trip for a year and see how the other side of the world is. And next up, let's talk about Fuko, the graduating member of NMB48, who is going to have her first photo book. Do we need to have the members graduate in order to have a photo book now? But yes, this photo book is coming out real soon. It's coming out the 31st of March, and I think I already pre-ordered it. I haven't checked. So you can most likely expect that from me. Now let's move on to the graduated member, starting off with Wasamin with some first day sales of her new single. It is for the single Sade no Onde Koza. and it actually sold close to 5,000 copies. And I mean, if you're by yourself and you have like a manager and you're just doing like a little promotion work here or there, then this is actually pretty good because she actually ranked number 2 in the single sales. So I mean, it isn't that bad. I think we're just comparing it to like AKB, Nogizaka, Keyakizaka numbers that it seems very low. And I mean, being a super talented ex-member from AKB, I mean, full props to her, and hopefully she keeps on going and gets bigger and bigger. And next up, let's have our little section of Kawaii Reina, who seems to be always killing it in the game. Let's start off with the commercial for her first. This is a commercial for Rakuten. You know, it's similar to eBay, but it's a little bit different. It's the Japanese version, so it has like its similarities and differences. But she is in a commercial for that, so that's pretty big. You can go ahead and watch that down below. There's another commercial as well, and that is for Oryx, which seems like it's a vegetable thing from the commercial. It's her eating like a salad, and then like she starts explaining the salad, and then the guy's like, what? So watch it for yourself. I'm making it sound weird. Go ahead and watch that down below. This one's 30 seconds long. I think the other one was 15 seconds long. Alright, now there's something special, and that's actually an ex-AKB48 member who was no longer in show business for a bit of time, but now has returned. It's pretty much been 7 years since Oku Manami has not been with us, and that is because she left because she wanted to go to university and all of that. But it seems like she's back, and she actually joined Flave Entertainment. More information for that will be down below. Can't wait to see what she comes out with. It seems like she's going to be in the Kansai collection, not the Tokyo collection, Kansai collection, and is actually going to model in it. So starting off with that is actually really, really good. And last bit of news is actually someone who started a YouTube channel. Again, it seems like this is the way to go recently. And that is Futamura Haruka, who has started her YouTube channel. It is a little bit on the amateur side, and I'll say that because there's like a 20-second video in there, like a 2-minute video. It's like random videos, and some of them are themed. Come on, girl, you gotta optimize those videos so you become as big as me, even though she already has more subscribers than me. So yeah, go ahead and look out for that if you're a fan of hers. Now that's it for the graduated. Let's get to the long laundry list that is Sakamichi. Starting off, let's go with something that includes both Sakamichi groups, or in this case now, 3 Sakamichi groups. I'm not counting the Yoshimoto Zaka 46. I'm counting Hiragana Kiyaki Zaka 46. And that is because there's actually going to be an audition for all 3 of these groups. There was in the newspaper. It had pictures of Neru, Saseki Kumi, and Shiraishi Mai representing the group, which I thought was pretty interesting. I thought it was going to be like the captains, like Sugai and Reika, and maybe Sasaki still. But it seems like maybe they picked like the most recognizable face out of all of them. But I mean, is Kumi really like the most recognizable face in Hiragana Kiyakizaka? I mean, overall, it's so the people who are actually looking at the newspaper and don't really know too much about them can recognize them. Like when they look at it, like, oh, that's Shiraishi Mai, and that's the group she's in. That's Nagahama Neru, that's the group she's in. Who is this? Why is it Kiyakizaka still? So yes, we'll get more information in April, but it seems like they're going to start this in summer, so we just have to wait and see. It could be like the AKB draft where there's like a lot of members, and then Nogizaka, Kiyakizaka, and Hiragana have to pick which ones they want, or management might just do it themselves, which I think would be a little better. Now let's move on to Kiyakizaka 46's brand new single that just came out, and let's talk about some of the music videos that went on with this. Let's start off with the main coupling track, and that is called Mo Mori e Kaero. Ka. Forgot the last ka. Or else it isn't a question, right? So, looking at the music video, it is very signature in its color, using a lot of the blues with a lot of signature reds in there. There is a theme to this. I think it tries a little bit too hard to try to make a theme. I feel like maybe sticking a little bit more to basics would have been helpful. Like, for example, the writing on the walls, the ravens, the motionless bodies. A lot of these different elements come into play into this. And also they burned some stuff at the end, just like they've done in other music videos. Overall, not my favorite song. It's not bad, it's just not my favorite. Next up, let's talk about the Yui-chan's song, which is actually very nice. This one's high up there for me, probably like upper mid for me. And that would be because it's a cute song. It's a different feel from Bathroom Travel, as we talked about the other week. This one is with the Yui-chans, and they're actually running like a little cafe. I guess Zumin's boyfriend went away, so then she's running this little cafe with Yui-pon, and then like it's going along, And that's pretty much all the music video. It's a very cute music video, so I recommend watching it for that. And next up is Hiragana's song, which is called Ima ni Miteiro. And this song honestly was just okay when I first listened to it, and even after the radio rip. But after listening to it a couple more times, I think it's like in my top 3 for this single. If you look at the music video, you notice the non-linear editing, like we have the title screen in the middle. Really like that. I also like some of the shots they did. And this is because the Remind director actually helped a lot in this music video. And actually, you see some similar shots from here from the drama. And speaking of music videos, let's talk about a music video, though it's not a Nogizaka or Keyakizaka music video. It's a different music video featuring a member, and this member is Yorayuki, who is in the Thinking Dogs music video. Now you might be thinking, why Yorayuki? Well, this song is actually at the end of her live action drama, which is Mob Psycho 100. So it is kind of convenient for her to be in the music video since she is kind of like the love interest of the protagonist. So in that aspect, I can't see it. If it was just like on a different occasion, then I feel like Yorayuki really wouldn't fit in here. Although I do really like the shots where it's like purple lighting with yellow lighting. I feel like those are really like not like cinematic, but a little bit on the edge. And someone else who's actually featured in a music video because of a drama is Nishino Nanase with the song Fumetsu no Kokoro. This is the end song, again another end song, of Video Girl Ai, which is where she stars in. And this song is actually really good. I want this to be a full song now. They could release a special version of the actual single that actually came out. You can check it out on Spotify and see how it is with Nishino Nanase is what I want to see, but like a full one. We get to see like a 1:30, but I want to see a full one. So yeah, go ahead and watch that. It's a nice mix of live action with the anime. Next up, let's talk about Nogizaka 46 in a commercial for their own app. And this is for Nogizaka Rhythm Festival. We get 3 different versions of this. We get Mayan, Nanase, and Ash. Mayan's is really good at the end. You won't regret watching that one at the end. Just watch it. You can see her embarrassed face at the very end if you look carefully. And then we get Nanase, who is like, alright, everybody's left. You're still over here playing. And then Ash is like, alright, you're getting distracted from your job. Look over here at the camera. She's like, nah. So yeah, very fun. They're really quick, like 15 seconds. So go ahead and check those out. So next, let's go on to Keyakizaka 46, going with their 6 single first sale numbers. Now, first day they sold 638,802 copies. Whew, that's a lot of copies. And for their 6th single, it is so much. They've actually already shipped 1 million copies out. They haven't sold 1 million, but they've shipped them out. So they are expecting this to hit the 1 million mark. And seeing how day 2 almost got 100,000, it seems like it is likely. Maybe their next one will be able to do it in a week. And it's just crazy. According to Paul from J Showbiz, it's actually a 32% boost from their last single. So if they really bring it up for the next single, they could hit that 1 million mark really fast. And you know, people are gonna say, oh, this is thanks to them being edgy, or this could be like, oh, they're just riding on Nogizaka's fame. I feel like it's a whole bunch of different elements and being at the right time at the right moment that caused for this thing to happen. But that brings up something interesting. As we know, the center for this single is actually Hirate Yurina, but actually for the first performance of the song on Shibuya Note, she was actually not there, and so were a couple other members. It seemed like they were out doing something else. And even for the second time they performed this, they weren't there again. So it is a little confusing why the center of the song wouldn't be there. Instead, Yui-chan had to double center this. And I mean, that turned out great. It made it look more like head-to-head battle. I don't know how it would have worked with Hirate there. It might have been kind of cool to see with one person standing out since there are 21 members. Kind of like 2 fighting each other and then 1 person dancing in the front. It is sort of interesting to see how that would work out. But with the double center like this, I feel like this works out as well, and I feel like double center could be the next centers for the next single. I mean, this isn't the only thing that she missed. She missed a radio show that Nero had to go in and replace her. And this next thing that I'm about to announce, she's also missing this, which is actually pretty big, and it's their second year anniversary live. According to management, this is scheduling conflict, but it has to be something pretty big in order to miss your groups where you're the center of for all the singles second anniversary. And I mean, with Hiragana not being here, it's only going to be the 20 members that are actually going to perform at this brand new venue that's actually pretty huge. So it does leave the question of what is she actually doing? Is there something bad? Maybe something that like takes priority on time, or is it something that will give her more opportunities to her and the group in the future and will actually benefit that she isn't here for the second anniversary? Lots of questions, not a lot of answers, unfortunately. But it is exciting to see that they will get a 3-day concert for their anniversary. Next thing you know, they're going to be on Tokyo Dome next year. But that happens April 6th to 8th if you're interested in that. But speaking of birthday lives, we have Nogizaka46 that is actually going to release their Blu-ray for their 5th anniversary. This is the anniversary where Nanami graduated. So if you haven't seen that, and I know I really want to see it, go ahead and buy/watch this one for sure. This should be on the to watch list. Covers are a little bit unique. It's a little bit like a lot of words in one CD cover. Not really my style. Could have gone with something else. I feel like last year's was actually pretty cool with the weather and everything. So this one's a little bit too complicated for me. So that's the past of Nogizaka, but for the future of Nogizaka, we have the 20th single, which has been announced as Synchronicity, and we will get the lineup for that actually this week. So look forward to that. My bets are on, okay, my safe bet is on Iko Marina. I think they're gonna do this, but they're actually going to do this bet is on double centers of, I don't know, maybe like a 3rd gen and a 1st gen, or they might mix it up, who knows? But my hopes are for Iko Marina as long as she's okay with it and wants to go for it. Double centers, here we go, woo! So that's that lineup, but there's actually a new lineup with 2nd gen Hiragana Kiyakizaka, mixing all the groups all over the place over here. We have a brand new center. We finally have a center that is actually going to be for the new song that's in the Garaso Ware single. And that is Kosaka Now, who is going to be the center of the 2nd gen song, which you can actually listen to on Spotify, by the way. It is out there worldwide for you to listen to. And it actually is a really good song. I think this is my, this is a tie with Garaso Ware. I feel like this song is really strong. I feel like Garaso Ware beats it, but then this one's like a close second. Oh, also on the Spotify thing, the 3rd and 4th single aren't available, at least in the US. So go ahead and check out what is available. I know all the albums are, and I know 1, 2, 5, and 6 are available, but 3 and 4 aren't. And the last bit of news I have is with Nishino Nanase, who is going to get her first photo book. I know what you're thinking. Oh, but she's had 2 other photo books. Well, that's how we translate it. We translate Shashinshu to photo book. But they have their own photo book, which for us is still photo book. So, as Jimmy explained during the Slow podcast, which I'm actually on every single week, which you can go ahead and check out on the link below or on youtube.com/theslowpodcast, we talked about the differences between Shashinshu, photo book, MOOC, and photo magazine. So go ahead and check it out down there. And just a quick synopsis on that. Shashinshu, a collection of images. Photo book, mostly photos with some written word. So this photo book is actually going to be in Morocco, which is actually pretty interesting. And as always, it will have, you know, the random postcards and everything. It seems like there will be 2 different versions, the Amazon and the 7nets. I hope the Amazon one, which I'm going to get, is the one with her in the desert. Here's the preview image. It looks so good, so good. If the photo book looks like this, then this will be like the best photo book ever. I'm already pre-ordering it, so you guys know I'm going to critique this. You guys can go ahead and pick it up and then be able to look at it with me when I critique it. That should be fun. And that does it, finally, for these last 2 weeks of the AKB48 group news of the week. As you can see, I skipped a couple of things. If it's anything Sakamichi related, you can go ahead and go to the Slow Podcast. We cover pretty much everything on there. We even cover like some magazine covers the other time. And if it's AKB, then you can go ahead and check out 48 Talk. They usually talk everything about 48. You can go ahead and check out the SKE podcast, the NMB podcasts. We need more podcasts. If you want to make your own podcast or own videos on YouTube, I highly recommend you do it. Try it out, see if it's for you. and just have fun with it, really. Like, don't be like, man, I want to get famous, I want to get fans. Just be like, no, just I want to talk about what I like, and I want to have fun with it. Maybe teach a couple people some things or show people some things. Because when you start thinking about it more for like getting something out of it, then it's not so much fun and you lose interest quickly. And also, it's kind of obvious that you do that. So yes, I recommend doing it. Maybe you have a couple buddies that you guys talk to, or you have a group of friends that you're interested in talking to, maybe about Sakamichi or AKB, or maybe both. You can go ahead and do that. Go ahead and try it. And if you do that, give me a link. Give me a link on Twitter. I'll check it out. I'll give you advice if you need some advice. So that does it for this week. You can like the video, comment in the video, share this video. I also did other photobook critiques. I did 2 this week. I did Okada Nana's and I did Fukugawa Mai's. So you can go ahead and check those out, share those as well. And you can subscribe and even hit the little bell if you want to be notified when the news comes out or when a new photobook critique comes out. Ooh. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter and support me on Patreon because I've been busy this week. So yes, that does it all once again. And as I say every single week, thank you all for watching.